Welcome back. It's your boys, B.S.S. here. We're back again. Me and Miles stayed up late on a Thursday to read this insane chapter. Chapter 1150. Emu. I mean, that's not the title. It's called Dom Reversi, whatever that means. But Emu, we got a power set. I'm gonna be honest, Emu, this is the craziest power set. Like, obviously we've seen crazy powers in One Piece, but in the context of One Piece, this is the wildest power set I've ever seen. I have seen so far, for sure. Because she's able to do so many things. It's the reason why I consider it so wild is it doesn't seem like everything connects to an underlying principle. Like all the other powers, like law, everything kind of works under the idea that he's like a surgeon. Everything she's doing, like, what's the overlying thing that makes you able to do whatever the hell you want right now? We'll get into it, but how you feeling about this chapter, Miles?
So she's definitely Satan. And she can kind of force pacts with people against their will, kind of take full control. That's kind of wild. I think that stuff is more wild than the other stuff. I think the chapter, once again, those spoilers kind of made me kind of geek out. And, you know, y'all are going to be mad at me, the community. I'm cool. This chapter is cool. Um, but that's because I'm going into the mindset of this is odd. Like, okay, for the fraction of Eden's power that we're seeing right now, this is wild. This is clearly not her full strength. She's working through a proxy. But with that being said, the fact that she's working through a proxy, I feel like there's going to be a time limit. There's going to be some sort of way where the Straw Hats are going to be able to get out of this. I don't see Emu being staying here for an extended period of time through someone else's body, exerting all of this effort. And I can't imagine that turning all of these giants into basically demon slaves. I can't imagine that's not without a tax associated with it. Luffy and I need to lock in. They're sitting there with Loki. They're eating. They're telling stories around the campfire. I said while me and Riddell were kind of sitting here reading it, when Kizaru stepped on Egghead, Luffy knew he was there immediately. I'm not really sure why, unless we see it next chapter. I feel like the moment that she did that Conqueror's Hockey burst at the beginning, Luffy, Zoro immediately tapped in. Somebody insanely strong's here. We got to go help out. 8 out of 10 chapter. She's turning the giants. She's going to try to usurp the kingdom by having enslaved Dory and Bragi declare themselves as kings, and get them to enlist with the world government. But overall, I'm cool. It was a cool chapter.
Yeah, I'm not going by any means, and I'm just making sure whatever. I'm curious to see what the officials say about the Dami Reversi Black Dominion reversion. Even that doesn't give a full context of this. Probably means something more. Um, but for me, when it comes down to this chapter, that's why I don't read spoilers because I don't want to give the perception of what I think the chapter will be.
Mhm.
I just wait until the chapter comes out, or at the very least, unofficials come out before, so I can read it, see what's going on. The reason why this chapter is not like crazy is because it's short and we're just touching the surface. This is a sneak peek. Despite what happened, this is a sneak peek on what the expectation of what Emu is. Because honestly, even though we're seeing Emu do all these different things, we still don't know what the hell Emu is doing. Like, my thing is with this chapter, the most interesting thing about it is that, and maybe it will change once Emu meets Luffy in particular because of Joy Boy, the connection there. But no matter what anybody did, Emu just seemed like she was in control of the situation the entire time. She was ordering Broggy and Dory before she even turned them and talking to them like everybody was just under her. Obviously, Killingham and Summers became obedient dogs immediately.
Mhm.
But even the people that's not associated with her, she's just ordering them around like they're just gonna listen to her. And eventually they did when she did that ability. So we got, obviously she has bat wings. She got the devil trident. She got the tail. All that kind of devil type of aesthetic. She summoned a grimoire, and she used that grimoire to summon a knife and a gun. And she also did some weird technique on Dorian Broggy, and those people turn into demons. And not only that, before we even get into all this weird ability stuff, her Conqueror's hockey was so potent, she basically turned everybody else into zombies. So I feel like we've talked about this before. I probably will put a whatever I said on the for this video on last chapter review. I said maybe the immortality stuff has to do with like some really crazy advanced level conquerors. And we've seen conquerors knock people out. I think Emu is really showing there's the next level of conquerors with like turning people now into freaking zombies. That's how much you control their will. Emu's ability set is kind of insane, man. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm not moved yet. There's a lot of mystique and mystery to it. The gun shit, like the gun and the sword thing. I saw Baby Five do that, so I'm not really impressed by that. Um, it's just the mystique behind what she's doing that's more intriguing than the powers themselves to me. I don't know if you have to take damage and then she's able to kind of enthrall you because it seems like she was only able to take control over Bragi after she hurt him. Maybe that's something to do with his blood. Her powers in general. Is she just the devil? Does she have every devil fruit? It's a lot more mystery to me than it is impressive. But I've kind of felt like this. I felt this way about pretty much all of the celestial dragon combatants. I mean, we get it in this chapter. She's kind of maligning killing him and his dog shit fruit. I'm standing on it now. That fruit's ass. Now it could be his application of it. He's not using it right. Sure, fruit's ass. You have these unkillable dreams that don't do shit. Shit's ass. Hopefully Emu's gonna show us how to really use that fruit. The grimoire is concerning to me. When I see the grimoire, it gives me callbacks to the Devil Fruit Encyclopedia. Maybe that encyclopedia is based off this book. Maybe Emu can kind of just flow through the pages, and it just has a bunch of abilities in it. Think like Crollo from Hunter x Hunter. But overall, yeah, this is a pretty dire situation. But she's pretty menacing. It looks like she's upgraded Killingham's weak ass fruit because they have the horns and the wings and everything. Dorian Bragi clearly got upgraded.
And you see, obviously, she shot off his hand, and then when he reforms, his hand is just floating.
Yeah, he's not even. He doesn't have a hand. Yeah,
it's just like there.
Yeah,
I'm curious to see like one, how are they going to turn them back to normal? That's one. And if they do turn him back to normal, does that mean he's just his hands cooked? Like it never gets healed again? I don't know. My thing, I'm with you. Like the abilities in and themselves, like we've seen things that are kind of similar, but it's the fact that all of these don't really connect. Like summoning a grimoire, and then you could summon a gun and a knife, and you could turn people into devils. Like there's no connection there. There's no underlying theme like it was for Lost Fruit, who could do basically anything. So what exactly is it really like Miles indicated? Does she just have all these devil fruit, like a bunch of them at once? And to be fair, we have a precedent for that with Blackbeard having more than one devil fruit. And maybe she's using the book as an outlet to use multiple abilities, which be interested how they kind of explain that away as well.
Or they all originate from her. Vegapunk gives us the little hints about what devil fruits are, and what I'm getting at is I feel like there's a good and an evil force kind of established in the world. I feel like hockey, and even though Emu has it, hockey is the good force, and the devil fruit is the unique, different force to the world. Vegapunk mentions about how all of these demons or these fruits rather have a will of their own and can kind of do their own thing, similar to how Gunko is able to. Excuse me, I'm already conflating the two. Considering how Emu is able to kind of give packs to people, We've seen Dorian Bragi, but we also know she's done it to the elders. She did it to Garling. So she clearly gives out packs similar to her. What if these devil fruits are just other demons? Now, maybe she's the strongest demon, and maybe it'll tie into Joy Boy how she was able to fully manifest into the real world. But these devil fruits can really just be demons in the underworld that have partially manifested via fruit. And when you try to make a pact with multiple of those demons, that's really the conflict. It's actually what we thought was just, spirits or, just some random force. There are actually two demons fighting for control within your body, and that's why it destroys you. The sole exception being Blackbeard, who nobody pretty much knows about. The elders didn't know about it. It might be like Emu might be the only person that knows why he's able to do so, but I'm banking on the fact that she's just a supreme devil. She's the king of the underworld.
Shout out Black Clover. I think that's a very interesting idea. When you were talking, another idea that popped in my head could be something, even though it's not simple, but as simple as her just being a mythical Zoan, just like Luffy is, human version Satan, basically. Yeah. I mean that would also align with the idea that you can do multiple different things, because ultimately, when it comes to Luffy's skill set with what he can do when he awakens it, Luffy, he could do a whole bunch of shit. Like he could do a bunch of stuff. It's a relation to the overarching idea. Honestly, doesn't have an overarching deal because we thought it was all rubber related. Man, he'd be doing Looney Tune shit. So
slippery slope, but I get you. But I'm with you. I would even argue because Luffy's fruit and what Emu's doing are very similar. It's very similar. Now, the distinction might be in how removed from reality they are. Obviously, Luffy's might be a little sillier because they're spawning from his reaction. His imagination, excuse me. Maybe Emu's able to just spawn things that are very grounded in reality. So, like, it'll just be a real gun with no wackiness to it, a real sword with no wackiness to it. Whereas Luffy is like, he's turning people into pizzas and drums and making bats and everything. But we've seen
creating goggles out of his hair.
But we've seen him create and manifest objects just like she has at this point in time. So very similar interactions.
It would make sense because at the end of the day, Joy Boy, this fruit is the thing that scares Emu, is the thing that rivals Emu. But again, there's so many the other elements about this entire thing, because it seems like Emu, through the usage of her ability, is giving us a sneak peek on the truth of the world. And we have to remember some of the things that, are important principles. Okay, how does this relate to the D clan, right? How does this relate to the fact that devil fruits are cursed, so they can't obviously interact with the ocean? How does this play into the mural we saw that talked about these different timelines and how the world was manifested to how it is today? And then also, because after I'm pretty much stuck on the idea that Emu is a woman. What is Emu's relationship with some of the former leaders? Was it as simple as she was the queen, king, whatever you want to call her, the god back then, and these people betrayed her? Or were they all peers and then Emu just rose above them? Because someone also made the point, or the assumption based off what Cobra said, is that there was no kings, but Emu's the king? What's going on here? So Emu's going to reveal a lot in terms of what is going on with this world. And then obviously I do think, like we've talked about before, Emu's also giving a sneak peek on the potential of Conqueror's Haki, because I'm believing more and more that we've only saw the surface of what Conqueror's Haki can do, it seems like. Now I guess the question is, like, how the hell are they going to beat Emu? Is it as simple as she's going to run out of time? I don't know. I feel like it would be kind of lame.
Here, she's running out of time. For sure. She's running out of time.
I feel like that'd be kind of lame, though.
We see Luffy run out of time all the time.
Luffy doesn't think anything through. He just be doing. You would assume the supreme leader that would actually at the very least have a plan. She ordered Broggy and Dory to kill Jarul for some reason. Probably because Jarul's the only one that won't be affected to her ability. Maybe there's a
Well,
hint there.
he's the king. He's the king right now.
True, and she wants Dory and Broggy to be the new kings of Elbaf.
She just wants the giants under her dominion, and Ja Rule's in the way.
You could argue, why don't she just turn Ja Rule into a demon, though? Could be she can't. Maybe there's a limitation to who she could turn into a demon.
I don't think. Listen, man. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have no stocks in Ja Rule. His brother got killed by Big Mom. This bitch is way. Emu's way. It's not even a conversation between her and Big Mom. I don't see why he would be out of all the people. I don't see why he would be exclusive to her powers. I just don't. I don't see it.
How do you feel about how Emu was basically persona the entire time? Because we kind of mentioned a little bit earlier, and throughout the entire thing, she was just ordering people to do things, and she didn't even like flinch at nobody not listening to her. Because eventually they did listen to her. How do you feel about how Emu's acting right now?
Kings do king shit. I think this is how she's used to running things. She's done it for 800 years. If you're not gonna bend your will to my words, you're gonna bend your will to my might. Simple.
I respect it. Anything else to get out of this chapter? Looks like Robin's trying to escape. You think she's gonna do something? Hey, man.
Luffy, Zoro, Loki. That's it. I'm not even gonna say Sanji. It ain't no women around. And Emu's a woman, or she's using a woman's body right now. Sanji's useless. Can't fight women. So Luffy, Zoro, Loki, we need you, fellas. Chopper has the sauce to the regen. So I'm walking into this that they're gonna have the ability to do some damage to her. Or at the very minimum, what's gonna happen is they get dominated, and in the 11th hour, Luffy, or maybe even this is a moment to elevate Zoro. Please God, but one of them,
Zoro Glaze will go crazy.
One of them kind of it clicks for them, and they're able to figure out what Chopper tells them, and they're able to do some significant enough damage to where maybe Gunko's soul comes back, like they force Ibu out. Obviously, with Conqueror's being involved, but yeah, I don't think the Straw Hats fall this arc.
This is going to be an interesting situation. Curious to see how everything kind of plays out. But
or one more thing, it could be an egghead situation where the Straw Hats escape with their lives, but they lose the war again, in which the Giants kind of fall in line with the Celestials, and then the Straw Hats get to just live. Probably what Scopper comes with them, shit like that. Yeah.
Do we think there's more to this Dami reverse eye ability? Because it's so insane that she just turned them into devils.
I think it's the level 1 of the ability she's using on the elders and all of that, which is probably like the level 5 or level 6. This is like the very preliminary version of what she can do, for sure.
I can see that. I wonder what it's trying to show. Black Dominion reversion. Or I wonder if we're trying to insinuate a past version of these people.
This Loki reminds me of Blackbeard's fruit.
Why was that?
It reminds me of the move Black Hole, where he dragged them into the floor.
I know what you mean. I'm seeing this too. Emu does another ability where she creates a little like circle thing. And then I don't know what she does when she. I'm trying to figure out what she does when she uses it. It's a
But
very small panel where she creates her. It's something. It's called like a something gram. It's the whole star
the
circle.
pentagram shit.
Yeah, the pentagram. That's what it's called. Well, what does she do when she uses it? I'm trying to figure out.
Isn't that where she pulls out the double barrel shotguns? She
Um,
spawns the guns out of that. You see the two barrels coming out of it.
I thought she spawned the guns out of the book. Yeah, she spawns the gun out of the book. So what does she do with the pentagram?
She fires something at them. You're talking about so on the it shows the pentagram, and then it shows that guy's face to the left of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like she fires something at them because it says boom. The panel in between that says boom, and it's two barrels there.
So not she can summon a grimoire, and she can summon something else. Does she use a? She's. I'm assuming because I'm looking at when the book gets manifested, trying to see if she summoned the pentagram for that. It doesn't look like it.
Nope, she just swirls it out.
No, but there's a pentagram on the book though.
Yep.
Let me see if there's a pentagram on when she does Dame Reverse Eye.
It might be on the floor.
I wonder if there's something because obviously isn't there a pentagram for the teleportation as well? I wonder if that's her ability as well.
The teleportation?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's definitely a borrowed ability. But remember, all of the God Knights and the Elders, they have that mark on their left arm that allows them to use that. So another instance of a pact. They have a pact with her, so they're able to use it.
Yeah, these are all like Satan stuff.
She's the devil, for sure. And I think there's credence to that because when we saw the Elders fruits, they weren't announced with devil fruits, but we were given the name of what they are. So it seems like those are just demons that exist in hell too. The only exception might be Garling. He might be the only non-pure demon elder, unless when he was made an elder, he was also transformed into a full-fledged demon as well.
I low-key think from seeing this, I don't think Emu is going to be the final villain. And my logic behind it is that Emu is going to be the outlet to figure out what is going on truly with the world. Mm-hmm. And obviously Luffy is going to, and the Straw Hats are going to find that out, figure out what's going on. But the person who's going to use that information the best will be Blackbeard. I'm fully hell-bent on Emo will be the one to reveal what's going on with the world. Blackbeard will take advantage of the information to take over the world. I think that's where the fact that we got Emu introduced here, the fact that Emu is way more connected to this than I. Obviously, I knew she was connected to everything, but I didn't expect her to be connected to like the lore of the entire power system.
Why not?
Because I thought it would have been more embedded into the world, and Emu is just like someone who reacted to how the principles of the world are,
like a benefactor of the order of the world.
Yeah. One of the very original individuals who found out this power and took advantage of it.
Sure.
That's what I kind of expected. That, and then obviously she used it for her purposes. And then there was a splintering between Joy Boy and her, or even her and Vivi's ancestors. But if she's the origination of this ability, I don't see her as the final villain. I see her and what's going on with this world, something that Blackbeard knows about, and maybe even Rocks knew about, and they're the ones who's going to take advantage of these to take over the world.
I've been saying it from the jump. The moment, and anybody who's watching this video, you can go to our podcast episode when we first saw the Elders get revealed last year. I was on record this story is going to get biblical. It's going to get biblical. And I think it goes beyond. I think Joy Boy and all of that stuff is our starting point. We're going to go back before then. I promise you.
No, I feel like there's so much credence to that, considering we got the mural. And the mural seemed like they talked about a period before Joy Boy.
Maybe 2 periods before, because they talk about 3 worlds.
So I'm just Joy Boy is interesting, but now it seems like Joy Boy is so small scale to how big everything is right now.
Which, and once again, I brought it up when we were talking off screen about the whole Mihawk thing, right? Which we haven't seen anything from Mihawk. We saw something from Joy Boy before we really saw something from Mihawk. We saw his hockey, transferred in the from the knot when the knot was released. Now 1 arc later, we're getting Emu shit. So it's just like, are these going to be the final pinnacles?
Yeah. Like everything is so grandiose, but we still got the stuff we have to deal with on the surface with Dragon and the Celestial Dragons and the military. We still got to deal with all that shit too. And all the ancient weapons, how does that play into? Like, I'm so curious to see how Oda ties all this shit together, because it's gonna get pretty wild. Oh, also the world is gonna get flooded. So,
and it's been flooded before. So,
yeah, pretty crazy stuff. We're just thinking bigger than what the chapter provided, because I do think it just gave a small sneak peek on the inner workings of how this world really works, and it may start with Emu. Anything else you got before we wrap this video up?
Not really. I'm just looking. A lot of small panels Oda threw in here to kind of just show you stuff. So like when she does the Domi reverse, she kind of does this movement with her hand. Just a whole bunch of little tidbits of information in here that I'm sure. I want to see what the full official release, what a lot of this says.
Me too. Yeah, and even I think this is Bronchi. Before she does the Dami reverse eye, he was already sinking into something. So he was sinking into something. Then she used the Dami reverse eye.
Yeah.
Bro, this threw me. Hell, maybe this gun and knife have these big implications or whatever they are too.
That wouldn't move me. I'm not moved by pistols and knives, man.
Not a double barrel shotgun.
Nah.
When's the last time you seen a double barrel shotgun blow up a giant's hand?
Well, I've never seen a demon using a double barrel shotgun, to be fair. So I can say never. I've never seen that before.
Valid. Do you think all this is related to King's species?
Nah. Now I think they're gonna play a pivotal part in it later, but nah. The only way I could see them being important is if we find out they were the original gods at one point, because we know they inhabited the Red Line before the Celestials took it. But what exactly does inhabiting it? What does that mean? You know what I mean? Were they just a different species there? Were they actually a godly deity? Are they like an offshoot of Skypians that went extinct? King's race is a very, very strange unknown, and it's clear that they were of interest to the world government because he was experimented on for a very, very long time. How important? Who knows?
I'm
just mad my niggas. Summers was my guy, and he's just a bitch now. Damn.
I mean, they're all a bitch to Emo at this point. The big interaction is Luffy and Emu. More specifically, Gear 5 Luffy and Emu.
Yeah.
I'm so curious to see how, because even though Emu's going crazy right now, let's not forget, Emu was kind of looking a little bitch made when she thought about Joy Boy. So, and she seemed really tight about the posters of Shirahoshi. How did Shirahoshi play into this, by the way? Because she wanted Shirahoshi gone. Big ass fucking straw hat, by the way. Vivi she wanted gone, and obviously Luffy because he's Joy Boy.
Yep.
So yeah, man, twisted stuff. But all right, people, appreciate y'all. Crazy chapter. Y'all have a good one. Take care. Peace.